Hello, everyone. It's Nick, and today we're going to be talking about the hobbies I might get into. And this document might not be the best updated, the most recently updated, because I made this document probably Saturday, so like 3 days ago, and some of these I'm already kind of doing. But we have to wonder first why I might want to get into some hobbies. And I think a big thing is right now I am not doing chess, any sort of chess thing, and that gives me a lot of hours because about once every 3 or 4 weeks, it's a lot of hours on the weekend. It can range from maybe like 10 hours outside of the house to if it's a 3 day or a long 2 day, it can be like 20 or 25 hours outside of the house. As well as about 5 hours a week of training. And then there's just other things like looking at chess news and all that stuff. So there's a lot of time I'm saving up by taking a break from chess. There is also the fact that once this summer camp job is done, which we have this week and then next week. So next Friday, I'll have a lot of time saved up, and because right now it's about 11 hours outside of the house, and I mean I can do some hobbies like just on my computer or on my phone kind of thing on the train or waiting for the train or just stuff like that. Like I listen to fantasy football podcast while I'm going to the train in the afternoon, and I what else do I do? Well, I add things to my to-do list, which is kind of a hobby in itself, just organizing what I want to do for that day or that week or the month. So there's that organizing. There's different free writing stuff, which um, just on my laptop because I have my laptop with me, um, and stuff like that. But overall, I think once this job is over, I'll have a lot more free time at night as well because when the subbing job starts in early September, Tuesday after Labor Day, usually I don't have to wake up until it'll probably be like 7:30 is when I'll have to wake up, maybe a little bit later than that. So at that point, since during last school year I was good with going to sleep 7 hours before I had to wake up, then I'm back up on the 12:30 a.m. sleep train, and that means that on days when I don't have errands or anything after school, I get home maybe 3:45, 4, maybe like 3:45, and then I have almost 9 hours to spend doing whatever. Um, and I mean, a decent amount of that will be a physics weather class I'll be doing, and starting mid September, there's a grad school class, and I'll also still be finishing up the summer grad school class. That's just a couple hours each week. Some other things. I'll get into that in a later video. Um, but yeah, I I think it's a good time though just to try to find some hobbies to replace things because also with summer winding down, that means on the weekends or when I have free time, I won't be able to maybe bike as much if there's worse weather, or I won't be able to golf, which sometimes takes a couple hours on a Sunday because by September, I don't think my family, especially my dad, I don't think they'll want to play golf. There's just other stuff. A big thing that I actually did today was I unsubbed from 3 YouTube channels, and I mean they make fine stuff. Um, but 2 channels in particular takes up a lot of time. Like I watched all of their videos on 1.5 times speed, which I do for most YouTube videos. Besides like songs I don't try to listen to fast. I just listen to them normal. But I calculated that even with 1.5 times speed, because one of them is a podcast highlight thing that does like a couple hours each week, because it does 2 episodes. And each episode can range from like an hour and a half to 2 hours to 2.5 hours, stuff like that. So there's two of them. And I usually watch most of their highlights because it's a good show. But at the same time, it's a lot of like current event stuff and some sad news and things like that. And I realize that I'm just trying to disconnect, just pull apart from current news because some of it's like kind of makes me sad. Stuff about the recent, just all the sad stuff. So that, and then the other channel was like a daily channel where the guy would make like a 15-minute video. So for me, that would be like 10 minutes of watching. He'd probably do it like 5 days a week. But at the same time, he was doing a lot of news, and a lot of it was negative, where he had this story about this like dumb person, or just this dumb policy that was being made, or just this tragic thing, and he would talk about it. He would just give his opinion. And yeah, I also calculated the frequency of videos I enjoy from them. For the podcast one, it's about half the time I like the video, or I enjoyed it once I look back at it. With the daily guy, it was more like 13 or 14% of the videos I enjoyed. So I cut them out, and even when I watch them sped up, it'll save me about 2.5 hours each week, which is nice. And I'll be a little bit more disconnected from all the sad news. That's why I try not to watch. Well, obviously don't watch the news. I don't look at Twitter. One of the things I'm trying to improve on is just not get tempted by looking at the Chicago Tribune newspaper on the kitchen table, because my dad always gets that, and usually the front cover is there when I get home. So let's get into the main part, because that took a while. One hobby that I did in high school that I want to try again is collecting stamps. I don't know, like I just did it out of the blue in high school, and it was actually pretty fun, because what I do is I just try to collect stamps that are unique, that I haven't seen before. And I don't know where it went. I mean, I still have a lot of the stamps. They're just like in my closet, but a lot of them used to be in this kind of, back in the day, you would have the just kind of like, it's like a photo album, like a physical photo album, not like on your phone. And each page would be white, but it would have like a little plastic covering that you take it off, and then you put down on kind of a sticky thing your photo. Well, I was doing that for stamps. And I definitely, if I find a lot of stamps, I want to do that again. But the problem is that all these companies send junk mail, and there's no stamps on them. It's all paid postage on the top right side. So yeah, I've tried this yesterday and today, and maybe Saturday also. But yeah, I haven't seen any. I need to get like more personal envelopes from just friends we know or family we know, because then those will have stamps. And another thing is, I hope that not everyone's using a forever stamp. I mean, I bought a lot just in case. I knew the price was going to go up back in January, February. So I bought them, a little investment, a little smart buy. But yeah, I hope I can find more stamps. Another thing is reading random Wikipedia articles for an hour each day, because a couple months ago, before I moved to here, and I didn't have as much time, I moved here and I stopped reading novels for 60 minutes a day, or an hour a day. I'll just stay with hour a day. And I think just because I was in a new environment and I was trying to figure my way out of how to use my time and what I needed to do. And I started the physics weather class then, and I also knew that I moved late June, and I know in 2 weeks I was going to start my job. So I thought, well, I don't want to start a novel and then I might not have a lot of time to finish it. So now it's just random wiki articles. I have a shortcut on Google Chrome that I can just press, and there's a special link that'll just give you a random Wikipedia article. And I have that shortcut because there might be some really short articles that I don't care about, like some random street in some city. Like, I'll just click through that. I want to get to like semi-interesting stuff. or the stuff that I know maybe a little bit about, but I would like to know more. So I'm gonna try that. I think once this summer camp job's done, I'm gonna try that because I wanna get back into like at night. Also, I won't have the tennis lessons Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. It's the last lesson for this one kid that I'm gonna be doing for him, and then in the fall, he's gonna be going to an actual tennis coach. So this is the last Tuesday. It's bittersweet. I mean, he's a good kid, and his dad's really cool, but at the same time, it's like I free up time, which is nice because I'm kind of valuing my time, my free time, especially with this busy job. Sometimes more than money because the other family, which is a boy and girl, 10 and 12 years old, sometimes I teach them on a Monday or Wednesday, but it's just a hassle because now I'm like they can just call any random Monday or Wednesday and be like, "Hey, can we do a lesson?" They haven't done that yet, but I just hate that there's no like guarantee. I mean, I just don't like that I always have to be like at the ready for them, so they said they'll go till the end of August. So we'll see how many lessons I do with them. Another thing which I was doing a little bit Sunday, Sunday was going back and reading through my old Word documents. Well, technically on MacBook they're called Pages documents, but yeah, just to see how things were. They're just kind of a hassle because you have to scroll far back, and some of the documents like there isn't much to them, or the funny thing is like a lot of them I'm writing about like old things that I just don't care as much about anymore because they might have been worries back then that didn't turn out to be anything, or they're just different things like that. But it's still when I'm bored. I have like a whole Keep note, which is Google Keep, which is like it kind of saves post-it notes online, and you can access it on the side of Google Calendar on the right side. Or this is the right side. Um, just to like, sometimes you can add them to the Google Calendar. Another thing, I've really liked biking this summer, especially with good bikes, and I just like going fast and getting the exercise because I think it's pretty good exercise. I think tennis is only better exercise if there's like good rallies and I'm working hard. But I want to eventually buy my own bike just so I can be a little bit mobile without always using my car because I realize using my car is just a hassle in terms of gas and the environment pollution that it might be causing a little bit, and also just I don't want to put extra miles on it because eventually I'm gonna have to buy my own car. It's at like 62,000, 63,000 miles right now, so it'll last a while. I got it 4 years ago when it was at 18,000 miles, so I'm just hoping, and I know with student teaching, which is like 20 miles away, Monday through Friday, that's going to be a lot of driving, so I'm trying not to drive as much. And I'm also like, now I'm combining errands in the same place, so I might have to go somewhere like up north or down south, but I'll wait until I have something else north or south that I need to do. But yeah, buying my own bike, kitting it out, maybe becoming a cyclist, getting all the clothes and all the things to make me go faster. Just I would just make sure that it wouldn't be too competitive. So maybe not ride with friends. I mean, that would be good with my social life, but at the same time, like, if they're better than me, can I don't know. Like, I'm not really good with competitive things right now. Um, Another thing is watching more movies, whether it's in the theater or just here on demand for Comcast or just anything on TV on a channel because I got good reception from my movie review on the Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and maybe that's a way to just get more views if I have some reviews like that. Although I think that was a lot due to the fact that I reviewed it the day after it came out, and I don't think people are really looking up reviews on just 5 or 10-year-old movies on TV or anything. So if I wanted to get views, it'd probably have to be like going to the theater, which who knows? I think I'll go to the theater more, but when there are better films. But I'm gonna make sure that I'm like on the lookout more for the new films in the theaters. Another thing is um, writing some sort of motivational book or like self improvement book because I have I've done a lot of self improvement this year, and I always love like writing motivational things for myself. So maybe eventually just coming up with some sort of small kind of book. I mean, I'm not gonna publish it or anything, but just having like a book that I make, because I do a lot of free writing, but it's a lot of like to-do lists and things that I'm worried about, my thoughts, stuff like that, like all like real life stuff. But this would be more geared towards outside readers, so something like that. And then one last thing, which I realize this is another competitive thing, so we'll see how I do, but joining some sort of co-ed tennis league for USTA, US Tennis Association, because my mom is on a USTA team, and they had a state tournament down in University of Illinois, a couple hours south, this past weekend, and then afterwards they kind of got dinner close to here. And one of the women wants to take tennis lessons from me. So my mom said she'll call me at some point, but she also said that that woman might try to convince me to join a co-ed league, which I was going to join some sort of men's league like next fall or whenever I move out, whenever I'm settled in a new town, just because I think that would be good competition where I'm not overdoing it in terms of money and training. Like I won't be doing like 5 hours of training a week like I was doing with chess, and also um I won't be paying like hundreds of dollars. It'll be cheaper. And another nice thing about tennis compared to chess is that with tennis you're on a team, so you have support from other people. With chess, I was just all by myself that tournament, so I didn't really have support that well. The only person I really talked about my chess with was Greg. Shout out to Greg. But it would have been nice if it was like a friend in the area who I could also just hang out with. Like if Mark was in the area, but he's in Chicago. So those are the things. We're running a little late. I have to go to the tennis lesson in 10 minutes, and it's kind of dark out. I think it's just been cloudy today, and it was raining a little bit this morning. So hopefully you guys learned something. Maybe you want to think about maybe some new hobbies you want to do. Because I think as humans, we always need to be trying new things and just uh, going into different endeavors if the old things aren't working for us, or if we need to fill our time, because you don't want to just fill your time with a lot of YouTube watching and Netflix and social media and all that stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know the video, so I think they're all going to be sort of surprises this week. All right, bye.